tonight,
Good morning, SkepticalRoot. Something has been brought to my attention that interrupts my video production schedule. Yes, I said morning. I'm taking the day off to get some stuff done. Originally, I was going to take it off for something with my son, but that didn't happen or wasn't necessary, so he said the sitters, the other one's at school, and I'm going to record a video and then work on some stuff over here in the back basement to clean that up a little more. But what is on my mind today is YouTube's restricted mode. And good God, if I see one more stupid thing about it, I'm going to lose my mind. Because everybody listen to me, okay? YouTube is trying to build a model that would allow them to move into the broadcast television space. Is that clear? Now, everything that you've freaked out about on YouTube for the last 6, 8 months, year, whatever, will now make more sense when you put it into that context. Okay? Restricted mode restricts content to make it more family friendly. One thing that I am going to do on this video in particular is I'm not going to curse or swear. I'm not going to make this video a topic that would be restricted under YouTube restricted mode. And we will see that it doesn't get restricted. Now on my channel I've got 58 or so videos that I've published, including a Mirror of the Bible Reloaded's GoFundMe campaign for their lawsuit against the Cristiano brothers and 5 and 2 Productions, I think it's called. But of my channel, unrestricted mode. Here, I'll show you here what I got. I have of the 58 videos, I have a total of 37, which are still viewable, and you can see them here. This is my entire catalog with restricted mode on. You see here, restricted mode is on. I don't personally curse a lot, although that's probably going to change with going forward with content because of something that I'll talk about in another video. But let's just put it that way. This stuff could all be considered broadcast friendly. You see I have a total of 38 subs, so whether or not you're a big YouTuber or a small YouTuber, it doesn't matter in what they deem for viable for restricting. It is about content and about the, I don't know, what you would call the character of the channel. And we'll go here and we'll turn restricted mode off. Restricted mode off. Save, and there are all my videos again. Load more, including the ones. SJW obviously seems to be a term that is filtered. A lot of social and political commentary stuff. I've heard some things about that people have said, and you know, well, I watched a video by on Armored Skeptic's side channel, Armored Gregory. He had done a video on YouTube's restricted mode this morning, which I watched, which is what prompted me to do this video. He had talked about response videos being filtered. And that's not exactly true. I have one of my responses to anti-SJWs, of the 4 that I did, a very long series that I did, that is not filtered. Oddly enough, right now the Bible Reloaded's Where's the Fair Use Cristiano Brothers lawsuit is not filtered, although their channel appears to be filtered when I go through my subscriptions in restricted mode. It could be that the content of that particular video didn't trip some flag, But I think what it is it's not response videos in particular that get filtered. It is the fact that, let's go back to my normal desktop here. Okay, so it's not that this content necessarily is getting filtered. It is, I mean, in particular, response videos, for example. But a lot of times with response videos, they're very emotional and their language tends to be forceful, and accusatory is not the right word, but it's certainly directed, and it can sometimes be considered less than friendly. And that's the type of thing that's getting filtered. If you were to just sit down and do a very reasonable and rational response about something, it probably would not be filtered. My video on Richard Spencer, is it okay to punch a Nazi? Probably the term Nazi is probably what got filtered. LGBTQIA plus, to be as inclusive as possible, content is often filtered because it's often talking about sex and sexuality. When was the last time you saw a show on TV that dealt exclusively with that topic? We are still in an era where people can point to shows and say, look at their good representation of insert marginalized group here, because that's not considered necessarily mainstream. And by mainstream, I'm referring to the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. If you're looking at the progressive stack, it is the top tier of the progressive stack. It is the lowest common denominator of Americans and commercial viability. They're looking to, and this is how broadcast TV networks are, they're looking to market to the largest, wealthiest group possible. So the group with the most disposable income, the one that is most likely to buy their stuff. That's their market share. That's who they're aiming for. And if they can pull in some lower tier or more marginalized groups along with that, that's awesome. That's a larger market then. But that's what they're doing. This isn't a big conspiracy. It's not about safe spaces or anything like that. It is about U.S. most likely broadcast standards. If you're trying to get on YouTube in the United States or have your videos viewed in the United States, YouTube wants to encourage people to support what would essentially be U.S. marketing, U.S. broadcast standards for marketing. Why, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you why, if I haven't mentioned it in my last two videos about this. It's about the money, people. YouTube is a business. YouTube has a unique product that they can get out there, but they've never made money. Quote fingers. YouTube has been necessarily a lost leader for Google. It has allowed them to gather content at what I think in 2012 was 400 years of content a year, and has only grown exponentially since then. There is some insane amount of content being uploaded to YouTube on a daily basis now. But that's a pool of content that YouTube wants to tap into, that Google wants to tap into, and get out there into the paying market space where they can make money off of it. Advertisers will give them money because, in spite of the fact that people are cutting the cord, that's not affecting NBC's bottom line. That's not necessarily affecting CBS's bottom line. There are still more television networks coming online than there are going offline. Because the network TV model and the TV model, generally speaking, the ad-supported model that YouTube is based on, makes money. Just does. And as long as people are willing to pay for eyeballs, they want people to, in order to charge the top dollar, They want to have as many eyeballs as possible. And if content isn't family friendly, then you can isolate a shrinking but still very large portion of the population. Think most people over the age of 40. Even though I fall into that group. I'm different, maybe. But they don't want to lose that market. That people who are 60 years old and are near retirement are making more money than they have probably for their entire life. They have more disposable income now as they're nearing retirement, and they can either sock it away or they can use it to buy that Lexus they always wanted because, darn it, they've worked all their lives and they just want to have something nice for once. These are the people that they're marketing to. I don't see why that's so difficult to understand. And I even go over to Twitter's not necessarily the go-to place for this kind of thing. Let me put this back on here. Where are we? You scroll down here with me. Scroll down. Dave Cullen, where'd you go? I subscribe to Dave Cullen and I follow him on Twitter, and I think I do it a lot of times just for the lulz because Dave tends to be a little conspiratorial. Now we're getting closer. I saw it earlier while I was doing this. Yes, I subscribe to some rather odd right-wing people as well because I'm not in an echo chamber. I want to hear what other people have to say. Where? Here we go. Dave Cullen. You'll see here at the top of the page here, CNBC and CNN's YouTube channels unaffected in the age-restricted mode, while InfoWars and Prison Planet videos are all hidden. Let me explain this to you, Dave. CNBC and CNN are broadcast TV networks. They have cable presence. Sorry if I keep saying broadcast TV, I'm referring to cable as well because they all follow U.S. broadcasting standards. InfoWars and Prison Planet do not. They are not on television. The clips that CNN and CNBC are showing are broadcaster friendly. They are on national TV, getting national ad revenue. It is deemed safe for advertising. That's what the restricted mode is about. It's not about, the goal isn't about necessarily protecting children. They have the YouTube Kids app for that, which, by the way, the restricted mode has been around at least as long as that, because when the restricted mode is on, it plays the same content, give or take, as the YouTube Kids app does. Their filters have gotten better, and they're a little better at managing that stuff, but at the end of the day, it comes back down to the monies and what's available for broadcast and what's broadcaster friendly. So, please, people, take a minute to think about this. YouTube wants TV money. It's the only way that they're going to stay viable and allow for people like me and The Amazing Atheist and Armored Skeptic and Dave Cullen, The Bible Reloaded, all these other channels who can still generate revenue for YouTube and for themselves. But their focus is going to be on the more family-friendly content that they can broadcast along with the YouTube TV stuff. That's where they want to link it all together. Unless Congress passes a law which somehow changes the rather puritanical broadcasting standards from the 1950s, that's not going to change. So, there you have it. That's my take on all this. Please, please, oh dear God, please share this video. Because I'm ready to pull my hair out with all of the insanity going on around the restricted mode stuff. Yes, some LGBTQIA plus or whatever. I think they consider the inclusive term now, because they finally realized, oh hey, their stuff is restricted too under the tweaking of the algorithm. It's because it's not the stuff you see on regular TV all the time. It's can be deemed, talking about sexuality, can be deemed sexual in nature. And so that stuff gets filtered. If you say the word, and I've probably said it too many times already, if you refer to that stuff, you're going to fall under this age restriction. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But think about it for a minute. Why would YouTube be doing this? Because they want money, and broadcasting live TV or broadcast TV is where they're going to get it, from advertisers that are then going to want to be part of the YouTube TV service, etc., etc., etc. So that's it. Have a good one. Goodbye and hello, as always.
It doesn't.
Good morning, SkepticalRoot. First off, one of my new lights came in. It's a little bright, so I'm not using it yet. I actually have some material to make my own light box for this, but here's the light. So it's a little bright, it's a little harsh. I'll have to soften that up and then adjust my camera settings, but relative difference, I would say. What do you think? But anyway, we'll save that for later.